Bleacher Report says that Josh Giddey is the Chicago Bulls' biggest loss this offseason of 2024. Even going as far as saying it's a generational incompetence upon the front office. Y'all know we're going to talk about it, break it down, but you gotta hear the music first. Cognac, gang. Shy Bulls podcast with the Cognac Boys of Cognac Boy Bobby, and I am with my dog CDubb. What up?
What up, though? Josh Giddey. Let's get it.
Hey, if y'all tuned
Get it.
in with us today, make sure you hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. Now, CDubb, Bleacher Report, they came out with an article going team by team, listing the team's biggest win and the team biggest loss for this 2024 offseason. This article was done by Dan Favale. When it comes down to one of the biggest losses for the Chicago Bulls, Dan said that Josh Giddey was the Chicago Bulls' biggest loss. But the overarching aspect was it the big picture asset management. He even went on to say that Josh Giddey is incredibly flawed, along with some other stuff. But let's talk about the incredibly flawed part and the mentioning of the salary that the Bulls might have to pay out to Josh Giddey. How you looking at all this information that's coming in from Dan?
You want me to touch on everything, or you just want me to go
Just
to the
touch on
flawed?
the incredibly flawed aspect of it first.
Why we always trying to be so over dramatic when we start talking about these players? Well, I'll be the one to talk because I get a little over dramatic too. But I think this is egregious when you talk about Josh Giddey. His playmaking ability is so top tier. When you go and say generationally flawed, what did you say? Incredibly flawed?
Yes.
That's like overdoing it. That's overkill. Like, of course he has a little. You seen the way he was shooting in the Olympics? I know the 3-point line is a little closer, but he was knocking it down at a pretty good clip. I think it was between 40 and 50%. So, what do you say about that? Is that incredibly flawed? What do you the defense with the Australian team? They did go up by a lot of points, but they quickly as they got it, they lost it as soon as that by attacking Josh Giddey. But he's flawed defensively. He's flawed as a jump shooter, but he gotta be incredibly flawed. No, that's just overdoing it. Incredibly flawed shooter would be Shaquille O'Neal. Incredibly flawed defensively will be Luka Doncic. I don't think he Luka Doncic on the defensive end. So they overdoing it. They are flawed, but not incredibly flawed.
He is flawed, you know what I'm saying, when it comes to, some of his offensive capabilities like 3-point shooting. But last time I checked, 3-point shooting is not the only thing that you can do on offense.
Really?
But that's how these guys nowadays make it seem, trying to water down the damn game. That's just me. But nonetheless, I think Josh Giddey is a decent offensive player with a lot of room for improvement. One thing that we know he can do is that he can, operate an offense, and then in transition, I believe that's one of his strong suits, as long as he remain calm, because sometimes it seems like he get a bit erratic. Now, on the defensive end, I'm not going to say that he's the best defender, nor am I going to sit here and say he's the worst defender. And for my guys that's into the analytics, according to the analytics, my guy falls between, for rim defense, in the 71 percentile, for rim frequency, for allowing guys to get to the basket, 79th percentile when it comes to defense. You want to know who guys are similar to that, CDubb? Paolo Banchero. Nobody craps on him in his defense. So Josh Giddey is right there along with that, according to the analytics for my guys that are out there. Now, if you talk about the defensive end and some things like that, cool. But we got to look at everything for what it's really saying, especially when you go and watch how you believe how he can improve, especially after you've seen him in the Olympics. And another thing, he's only 21 years old.
I was about to go there. Oh, bro, shout out to the Windy City digits. The digits for today is 21. That kid is 21 years old, bro. What the hell is wrong with people, bro? Calm down. He won Oz now, so I'm going to defend him. The kid has got room to glow. Who says he can't develop himself at least into an okay defender? Who says that he can't be a very good 3-point shooter? He is a baby. He just got the ability to go into the store and buy some liquor. So what the hell are y'all talking about, bro?
And when we talk about the shooting, I mean, look, it wasn't huge jumps for this guy when you talk about the 3-point shooting, but he improved every single year. Look, I know it's not a big improvement from 2023 to 2024, but it improved. So I got a little love for that. I mean, maybe a drop off when it comes to shooting from the field, but those are still decent numbers that you can work with. So I'll leave it at that. You want to know what's funny? When it comes to rim defense, we know this guy ass. Nikola Vucevic is in the 46th percentile, bro.
Who's some of the people that's in there with a Muggsy Bogues?
Well,
with Nick Vooch in that percentile, Muggsy Bogues and shit like that?
Bro, they got a bunch of names.
You don't even know it. They ain't in the league no more.
Most of them know.
That should be
Precious Achua.
That should
Precious
be
Achua is that with him.
Precious, he ain't even big enough to be a center. How he gonna protect the paint? Biggest loss? That should be the biggest loss that Nick Vooch still on his team.
So I would not say that Josh Giddey is the biggest loss. However, Dan's second point of the article, now that's the biggest loser, and that one I'm not going to disagree with. What we talking about is what he went on to say, saying, and quote, failing to net even one first rounder while giving up Caruso, especially from the draft pick drunk Oklahoma City, is a special kind of inane. Ending up with 0 firsts when moving on from both DeMar DeRozan and Caruso, while also not positioning yourself to land the best asset in the DeRozan sign and trade. Now that's generational incompetence. Hey, that's a bar.
That's incompetence. Now this is the good thing about basketball at talk. See, we didn't agree with the 1 point. But this point right here, except with that getting the best out of the DeMar DeRozan deal, I don't completely agree with that. Leave that out. The picks for Alex Caruso and Josh Giddey, I told y'all when it happened. It was egregious. It was fireable. These people got picks hanging out they pockets, bro. Ain't no way you come out of that with no pick. Ain't no way, bro. They can't even use all them picks, bro. They cannot. How in the did you not get a pick, bro? Did you even ask? Did you really ask? I'm sure they'd be like, oh, just throw something at you. They gonna do with all them picks, nephew.
It don't make no sense, bro. It's still one of those decisions to where it's a head scratcher for sure. And it makes me feel like, bro, you better like to go and look at it and call it out for what it is, even though I think that the player is going to be good for the Bulls. He better be good for the Bulls.
He better.
And they better be good enough to get it to where you want to pay him for the foreseeable future, because you told me when you traded away Alex Caruso that Josh Giddey is better than any other pick that you can get this year draft and going forward. He better be here.
Wait, he better than Cooper Flag? Wait.
I'm just telling you what the pick, what the move told me. That don't necessarily mean I agree with it, but that's what the move told me.
Bro, how
he ain't get no picks back. What else is it telling you?
Bro, you right, nephew, but I'm just saying, I'm being sarcastic when I said that. He better than Cooper Flag. He better than Dylan Harper. There's some other names you can name out there, but I don't know. Would I rather have Cooper Flag? I'd rather have Dylan Harper. I'd rather have them players, but we got who we got. I guess we gotta live with it. The guy really he cooked the shit out of him, talking about generational incompetence, because it ain't no way you shouldn't have got a draft pick over there from OKC. Ain't no way. For Alex Caruso, you tell OKC, I got Alex Caruso, give me Josh Giddey, give me a first round pick. If they say no, okay, you can't have Alex Caruso. That's it. That's all it takes. Is were you that much in a hurry to get rid of Alex Caruso, or you was that thirsty to get Josh Giddey? We gotta be smarter, bro. I told y'all I would never forget this, bro. This is the dumbest shit in a long time, bro. He better come in averaging 25 and 13 assists a game.
You think he doing that?
No. That's why I said it so high. What are you saying? He killed them, and it's perfectly. I just don't agree with the other shit, though. The other shit.
I'm with you on that. Especially when you talk about it. But I got a question. So, shoot. If Josh Giddey, let's just say, in the next 3 years, goes to an All-Star game, would that make the trade feel a little better? Or is that too low of a bar?
That's a great question. What about team? Okay, you just going that way. What about team success? Would that mean we have team success?
I mean, yeah, because I would say the team success will have to come if he want to make an all-star team, especially with so many people being turned off by the Bulls. You just seen what happened to Kobe White.
So depending, especially in 3 years, I'm glad you said 3 years. Depending on the team success, how much success they're having in 3 years' time, it could be okay. Okay. You starting to turn me around. But if we he making an all-star game and we 7th, 8th seed, I'm still thinking about it.
Sure.
You get my drift?
I get you. So pretty much there has to be some type of success that warranted the trade, if that makes sense. Or that kind of shows a better result for the trade, is what I mean.
Yes, because just to think, if we was to get that one of those first round picks, that'll be 3 years. You know, he been playing. That means he's fully ingratiated in the NBA, and now we need to be seeing results from that kid. So I'm gonna give him. I ain't saying I'm giving him 3 years, but since you posed the question, 3 years, in 3 years' time, he should be paying off for us. He's still 21. He'll be 24. So that means you entering your prime now. So let's start getting some team success now.
Okay.
Being an all-star and have your team, 6 and up? Well, that's too easy. 5 and up, 4 and up, something
top
like that.
4.
Yeah, it's top 4. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, it's probably a bit unrealistic, but I think it's kind of fair because at that point, Joel Embiid should be around 32.
Yeah.
Jason Tatum will be around 31. You know what I'm saying? Same thing with the other guys. Giannis. I'm just saying because that I'm bringing it up because once the landscape starts to change again, with guys getting older and aging, these young fellas, it's the young blood got to come take over. Eventually,
okay. I
right?
Like that. Yeah,
because of the experience aspect. Right now, with these guys in their prime, the boys, it's very, very bleak that they beating Boston. There's no shot they beating Boston right now. No shot they beating the Knicks right now. No shot they beating the 76ers in a playoff game right now. It ain't too many teams you could say that they beating in the playoffs right now. Maybe not even none of them.
Yeah, right now.
You get to that and guys are a little bit older and teams, you know what I'm saying, eventually, there's going to be some type of movement. Somebody can break up or, you know what I'm saying, things can happen. By that time, if this guy's still here, you got to be ready to knock some people out, send them home. It's not just going to make first down. It's not just going to be acceptable to say in 3 years, we still in the first round getting knocked out and not even going on and moving on to the semis and potentially the Eastern Conference. That's what the move told me. Okay, that's what the move told me.
You saying like the new anointed kings of let's just say the Eastern Conference. Like, you got Joel, you got those Boston boys. That's really it, right? In the East. And you got Giannis. You
can't forget Giannis. Yeah, Giannis. Injury, so that's what I'm saying. It's about to change.
It's about to change. So let's go over a couple of those guys that's the anointed ones, the next ones that's probably dominate. You got Paulo. Okay. He probably the next one up. You got who's some young killers? You probably ain't even got young killers. I mean,
I don't know if you trust Tyrese Halliburton. Maybe.
Okay, I'll give him that because he's seen a lot of success. Maybe. He's an in-season championship player. He
Right.
didn't win the championship, but he was second runner up. I don't know
Right.
how much you take that. They went to the Eastern Conference Final, so he'll be in line. You got, I don't know how old. How old is the kid from New York, from Chicago?
Bronson. That's what I'm
Yeah.
trying to find out right now. I think he like 27 though, 26, 27.
Would you put him in a category of the next ones? In the 3 years, he'll be 30. So
Right.
would you put him in a category of the next tier guys to dominate the Eastern Conference? Of course, we got Paolo. I'm gonna say yes to Tyrese
I mean, he
Halliburton.
probably since it's at that tail end, he might still have some type of say so up
Okay.
in there.
Yeah. Okay. So those three guys, it's still a room for us to fit in there. I would say you got to have at least four guys, four teams with four lead guys, to be a threat to win the East, or
Right.
be a threat to go to the championship. The Bulls got a chance, and I think I know the player, but I'm not gonna say it right now unless you make me.
Oh, I already know what you're gonna say.
Who I'm gonna say?
I want Josh Giddey to take flight, but
You think he could be a dominating force in the East?
no. That's
No.
gonna come down to Montez
His
Boozer.
Oh, you a smart
But
young
I'm just
man.
saying he has to with the move. It just told me that he has to be around for that success and be a part of that.
Yes, absolutely.
That was the
Sure.
whole point for it.
How different this team gonna be 3 years from now?
I think it's gonna be really different, to be honest with you.
Really different. Like a
Yeah.
75% turnover.
I mean, if they smart, they hang on to some of these young guys.
Absolutely.
But I think guys like Dalen Terry might not be around a long time.
Mhm.
Julian Phillips, Orlot Batim, you ain't gonna see too much of him. Nikola Vucevic, Javon Carter, Torrey Craig, those guys will be gone. I don't know if Kobe White will be a trade chip in the future. Maybe,
You're not sure.
maybe not. I'm not too sure. I think Ayo Dosunmu has a long-term future here just because of what he can bring. But I think that the demand for a guy, depending on his next contract and Kobe White, could draw a lot of interest. Maybe Ayo Dosunmu too. I ain't gonna cut him short because did the video earlier. The man is he's definitely in the vicinity of being in the conversation for some of those, individual awards. He could very well be one of those guys that a lot of teams look to as well. But 3 years is definitely going to be some changes.
Yeah, I think about 75% turnover.
You're probably right, because I just named about 5-6 people. So
yeah, some of those big stars, Pat. You don't know about Pat.
Yeah, then his contract could be getting ready to be due. So
yeah, so I think the Montes will be here. I don't know if I can confidently say anybody else. Maybe Cope. I don't know. That's a difficult conversation. Maybe we can have that at a different time, but that's a difficult conversation. I love Kobe, but we'll talk about that at a different time.
For sure. Definitely, because I definitely think that the Kobe long-term outlook is a little challenging to look at. I ain't gonna lie to you. I ain't gonna lie to you. But hey, you got anything left on Josh Giddey, my guy?
Good conversation, Josh Giddey. He's not it's not all that. Like, you gotta put those extra adjectives and shit in front of the disrespect and shit. He's just flawed. He's not incredibly flawed. You ain't gotta go there. And he's gonna have an amazing season too.
I believe he will also have an amazing season. But that is it from us today, ladies and gentlemen. Thank y'all for tuning in. Make sure you go ahead and leave all your thoughts and comments down below. Make sure you subscribe here for all your latest Bulls content. If you want to be a part of a mailbag episode, call in, state your name, leave your take. The number to do so is 773-242-9219. Thank y'all so much. Always see red. And y'all already know. I'm going to catch y'all on the next one for sure. Cognac. Gang.